Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran, and Max0r, the legendary YouTube guy, is back. And he is giving us more Elden Ring. More like Elden weird. Okay, let's just get into it.
Do not play this video in the dark. It is very scary. The lands between. So beautiful, so tranquil.
Wow, that is the weirdest looking crow I've ever seen. I mean, let's be honest for a second here. Crows are the crows are going to run the world after humans are gone, which based on our current level of societal degeneration is going to be like 25 more minutes. Yeah, they're smart. Crows are smart. They can cooperate, right? Based on judging humanity from YouTube comments, they already have evolved beyond us. If you ever want to see something weird, just sit and watch crows pick through a dumpster. There'll always be like a crow that throws the stuff out. Two other crows will sort and snack, right? And then save some for their buddy. They're really scary, sophisticated, and scary smart animals. Supposedly, you can even train them to like bring you things like money. It's just an idea. But like I said, the last thing we need is animals that are already smarter and better at coordinating than us to also be better capitalized than us. So don't bring them money.
Tranquil. Until I showed up. Welcome back everyone to Elden Ring, one of the games of all time, featuring deep role-playing mechanics, riveting combat, cool math games, happy Wii hosts, and probably a story so convoluted that entire YouTube channels exist just to tell you about it. I do not know much.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, Elden, I love how they dropped Elden Ring, and within like 2 days, like a bunch of YouTube channels sprung up to teach you the lore. That is a true dyed-in-the-wool hustler right there. Just write lore, spit lore videos. It's like those 40K channels. Like literally anyone could make a 40K lore channel and it would blow up.
Much about the lore, but I do know one thing. Malenia is definitely the Blade of Mikola. When we last left off, we had endured great pain and suffering in our quest to destroy the cast of Percy Jackson. But do not worry, the pain has only just begun. And if you somehow haven't seen the first part, then that's fine. I have also
Okay, shout out to the occasional guest appearance by Let Me Solo Her. If you guys don't know, Let Me Solo Her is a figure of legend. I mean, if you don't know this, get your head out your ass. So Let Me Solo Her is a guy whose only purpose in life in the Elden Ring universe is to solo Melina or whatever, the hardest boss in the game. And he does so naked, wearing a pot on his head with just 2 swords. And literally anyone can try to summon him in the game at the Melina fight, but they have to stand back because he can do it himself. He's such a legend, in fact, that the game devs actually sent him a one-off commemorative like sword and plaque thanking him for becoming a crazy viral hit. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, just punch it into Google. No, you know what? You guys, why am I making you punch things into Google? I have Google right here. All right. Well, there you go. Okay. Here we go. See, look at the images, right? You can see this dude's a legend. This dude is a straight legend. There's all this fan art and stuff. Let's see, Rise, Tarnish. Yeah, this is the sword they sent him. I mean, what a Chad. I mean, just what a. All right. Okay. Let's keep it going.
Seen JoJo. So with the Elden Ring shattered and scattered among America's inbred dipshits, it's time to tear our way through enemies aplenty, attempt to find a girlfriend, almost impossible, and test the true strength of my hardware, because this will be our greatest challenge yet, and also the easiest challenge for the rest of the game.
They actually say that finding a GF is actually never been harder since we've been keeping statistics. The number of 18 to 34-year-old men who reported having sex in the last 12 months has been increasing on a level that is like frightening. And I guess frightening is maybe a little catastrophizing. But let's see if I can find you guys the graph. All right. Yeah, here we go. Thank you, Google, for doing your thing here. Never married. Okay, well, that's not good. There you go. sexless share of never married young men by source. Basically, oh, this only stops at 2015. Well, that's not the useful data that I want. Damn, did we just stop counting in 2018? Okay, well, this is sort of helpful. The GSS is actually a really reliable survey, but as you guys can see here, there we go. We're almost up to 1 in 4. 1 in 4 men under 30 have had 0 sex partners since they turned 18. That is a crazy stat, given that when I was born, nearly when I was born, it was 1 in 9, right? And it basically remained constant, sort of vacillating with the times, being more sexually open, more repressive, open, repressive, sort of in years. And then 2008 was a historic bottom for male sexlessness, which is weird, but I guess it's like people have time. And now, but this is just incredible. It's like the dawn of dating apps, which is supposed to make like hooking up easier, has actually just completely cut men off, a subset of men off from sex. It's a strange and troubling trend in a lot of societies, right? So in a lot of societies, this traditionally, a subset of societies permitted men to have multiple wives, but didn't permit wives to have multiple husbands. And the problem this creates, you understand there's a mathematical issue here. And that is, it creates a subpopulation of men who want partners but can't get them, cannot establish a romantic relationship. And these become social ills really, 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 really quickly. And these societies, there's a reason why stable societies don't tend to have this setup. And it's for the exact reason, when you have a large, lower class set of low resource, sexless, men with no romantic prospects with the opposite sex, it's a recipe for instability, right? The angry incel trope is more than a trope. Like, there's a lot of historical precedent that when you put people in that situation, their level of like frustrated nihilism can go a little bananas. It's also just a reflection of social isolation. When human beings are isolated socially in general, their beliefs tend to get more extreme. Their worldview becomes darker, more paranoid, and obviously, the rise in sexlessness, I sort of suspect, corresponds with a rise in friendlessness. In fact, let's see. Men friend. I believe there was a study recently. I know this is like not what you guys thought you were getting with Elden Ring, but let's see. Friend numbers stat. Men's social circles are shrinking. Booyah. Where's the stat here? Okay, friendship population decline among men. In 1990, 40% of men said they had 10 or more friends. 15% of men. So basically, if you had more than 6 friends, that constituted 55% of men said they had more than 6 friends. And no close friends, only 3%, right? Now, in 2021, that's almost 1 in 8 men have no close friends. And if you have 2 or fewer friends, that's looks like it's about a third of men have just 2 friends. So you can see here that among both populations is a huge decline in friendship, which I actually think is probably correlates directly with the decline in sexlessness. I think actually the sexless, because for those of you who are non-virgins, you understand that romantic relationships almost always occur in sort of a social soup, right? Where you have lots of friends, you have lots of friends of friends, you guys hang out and do stuff together, and that's really important. And even when in the era of Tinder, right, where that sort of thing doesn't happen, right? So everyone is a stranger who you sort of have no social proof behind at all. Even then, there's a reason why you need to put pictures in your dating profile of you with friends. And that's to prove that you have friends, because with no social proof, no one's going to want to be with you romantically. Plus, it's like, trust me, it's just not the natural way the process occurs. Anyway, let's keep watching Max0r. I mean, imagine how many hours you have to put into Elden Ring to be really good at Elden Ring. Now imagine you spent that number of hours, like, having friends.
Last time on Blatant Copyright Infringement Fair Use Edition, we...
Hey. I provide a lot of commentary and context, and I'm very clearly, no one is going to think that what I'm doing is in any way a good substitution for Max0r. We just spent 10 minutes reviewing the statistics of male, the complete destruction of male social lives. So, you know, that's not what you guys tuned in for when you thought you were getting Max0r video.
Struggled to take Grandpa off his life support with violence, delivered Garfield his precious lasagna, and finally convinced Joseph Hussein Biden to end it all with nuclear fire. I'm dead serious. Wow, that was fucking crazy. I better fast travel to the third Impact Evangelion. We're moving at a real breakneck speed. You know, just when I was thinking this game can't possibly get bigger, it gets significantly bigger. I'm not sure if the developers are okay, especially since they're trapped in the same room as that man. It turns out, nuclear weapons are a great way to excavate the Earth, and there are no long-term consequences, which...
Yeah, fun fact, guys, that was actually the thinking when they initially developed nuclear weapons. Before people really understood the, like, dangers inherent to fallout, even low levels of radiation persistent over time. Before people understood that, there was so much optimism about nuclear power because it's crazy. People's sort of paranoid fear about nuclear power plants drives a lot of the fact that nuclear power is basically a perfectly clean energy source, that there's absolutely zero reason that nuclear power is not basically the only power source that we've had. We basically should have been this as a globe running on nuclear power since the 70s, probably. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, it produced radioactive waste. Listen, you seal it in concrete and you bury it in the desert. That's it. And you know what? You spend a couple of bucks, some of the money you saved pulling coal out of the ground or repurposing dead dinosaurs, and you figure out a way to reprocess it, which we're actually like pretty close to being able to either reprocess it to reduce its volume or to render it even more inert. And people don't understand. When you see a nuclear cooling tower, that stuff coming out of it is water. It's just water. It's going to rain back down. It's so efficient. And when we first developed controlled nuclear fission in the 30s, people were like, this is going to change society. People thought that we were going to use nuclear, like tactical nukes to mine. That was like a real plan people had. There's still always the theory that we can terraform Mars by nuking it into oblivion, which is not going to work for a variety of reasons, but funny to think about.
Means we've got an entirely new area to explore, hiding just beneath our feet. And no, we're not going to visit the Blue Man Group again. I still have the nightmares. Wait a second, this is Michigan. I need to leave as soon as possible.
Hello, traveler.
Ah, it's a woman.
I am possessed of 4 arms, and that is what tickles thy fancy?
Pringles can.
Art thou of no more brain than stone?
Can you
All right, I love how she talks like the badly translated King James Bible.
speak English?
Can you throw yourself into a wood chipper? Listen, I have never seen a caucasoid run that fast. They kept...
Wow. All right, I'm not even going to talk about it. One, this man is covered in head-to-toe armor. She has absolutely no idea what ethnic or race category he checks on his census form. They check on their census form. That much armor, you could be anything underneath there.
Yelling, "Go, white boy, go."
Okay.
I shall need thy help to run my errands.
May I ask why?
No, I'm going through a tunnel right now. Your signal is breaking up.
average Tinder conversation right there. But I'm so glad I'm married.
I apologize for that. I may not have known at the time, but this was the beginning of an absolute rabbit hole, one that would lead me to dangerous and disturbing territory in the
I
future.
love how it's literally a hole, by the way. Like, it's literally a rabbit hole.
This shit makes Blaytown look like a playground. Welcome everyone to the Nether Fortress. It's 3 rooms long and filled with naked and hostile women, which is my preferred enemy. I've always wanted to be a police officer. This is just like my favorite Japanese anime, Kill the Cats. And if that's a little too intense for you, don't worry. There are dozens of skinwalkers waiting around every corner. Just knowing that makes me feel very comfortable. But my favorite enemy in the
Oh, sweet. Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. Buckle
entire
up,
level
nerds.
is in fact myself. Me. I am the boss of the level.
Okay, that's actually pretty sick.
Hey, what's up guys, Max0r here. We're out here going after Shadow Peter Pan. I'm forced to fight the only bitch that I trust. Gonna lay a fucking smackdown on...
Don't trust anybody, not even yourself. It's true, human beings have a massive capacity for delusion. If you've literally ever seen anything, if you've seen any videos of people talking about anything, their ability to delude themselves is like truly incredible. I've been binge watching financial videos of a guy who just walks around the city and just finds random people and is like, tell me about your finances. What do you make? How much credit card debt do you have? The number of people who are like facing like imminent eviction, who like it's not clear how they will afford food. People who make like $1,000 a month and live downtown in one of the most expensive cities in the world with like a $2,000 rent, somehow they aren't in total panic. And when he asked them like, how do you feel with no like on the brink of homelessness all of the time? And they're just like, you know, I think money is for spending. And you're like, I'm just going to keep hustling until it works out. It's like, that's not a plan. It's not just going to work. I mean, this is like when your buddy is in like a terrible relationship, right? Either part, you know, agender, they're in a terrible relationship. It's obvious that they are being just badly abused. And you are like, hey, why do you think you let that person treat you that way? And they go, man, that's not acceptable. Like we fight all the time. They yell and they call me names. And it's like, so you're going to leave them? And they're like, well, you know, they love me, but things are good. Things are good. It's like, bro, things are good all the time. Things are good when I'm sleeping. Things are good when the chickens do something cute. Like, dude, things are good is a low bar for a partner, but people are just so stinking deluded. Their ability to fight themselves. If this were a real boss fight where you had to fight your own ability to delude yourself, dude, you would lose. The average person would lose so badly, right? You would get one-shotted by your ability to delude yourself. Where you're like, and I say this, I'm gonna make it I'm gonna be an actor in Hollywood.
This battle is
bam, right? Or rather, this is you being like, wow, it's really unreasonable for me to think that I'm gonna, you know, make it as a big time Hollywood actor, and this is your delusion being like, anyone can do it if you try hard enough.
It's a unique concept to say the least.
I should get a job. I should get a job and save my money. YOLO it on cryptocurrency. Wha bam!
It perfectly copies and uses your entire inventory. And yes, this does mean you can unequip your weapon and laugh at him for the whole fight. He literally cannot damage me in this state. Not that you would need it, because if there's anyone in the world who knows how to keep me down, it is myself. This boss's weakness is naked anime women, but overall, it was a great experience taking revenge upon the man who ruined my life.
Okay, that's pretty funny because, oh man, we all know who the real winner is. All right, the real winner is the real person who wins is the one who's actively ruining your life.
Unfortunately, as a result of that battle, I have destroyed a part of myself. I have killed my artistic integrity. Hey guys, I built an entire torture chamber for animals in hardcore Minecraft, and if you want to see how I exterminate the innocent, stick around until I kill my son. I feel like if you showed this video to a Victorian child, he would die instantly. And speaking of dying, we've returned again to Jump Scare Junction. That's right, I lied to you. I give Dora the wrong directions. This area is an identical copy of the last time, complete with the same puzzle, the same enemies, and the exact same boss, but this time he's glowing, just like this.
So we're in Mirror Universe. Got it. Oh, the glowies. Got it. Dude, man, this is such crazy editing. Just look at this. This is a man who constructed this entire frame for like a third of a second. I mean, this is so much work.
Video. Now don't get me wrong, I love beating Canadians to death, but why? Please do not subject me to more Canuckin boss torture. Now as for the rest of the area, it's pretty nice, you know, kinda short, introduces the brand new Sapient Sphere type enemy. That's okay though, I too have seen Steel Ball run, but what I really want to find is this knife, which is a surprise tool that will help us later. With this, I may now cause many kitchen nightmares. Let's go talk to someone who actually knows what's happening right now. Not you.
There is so many questionable fashion choices here. Like, I get it. You know, looking good doesn't have to be practical. But damn, you got that. You have that, like, Saw victim vibe.
Not you, though the alternative isn't much better.
Hey, Tarnished.
Yeah, hi.
I see you've come to me with LondonBinKnife.png.
So you know what it is then?
No, but if you desire a refund, I must redirect you to Ronnie the Witch in her Karian call center. Only then can you rebate your purchase.
Oh, I've met Ronnie before. She's, interesting.
But I must warn you, Tarnished, the temptation of a blue gash is strong beyond belief. I too have felt the call of her puppet hands upon my tackle. Just imagine, Tarnished, what those 4 armpits must smell like.
All right, we are getting an insight into his brain that we never really needed. Here's the thing, guys. Right, I imagine that Elden Ring, the woman situation in Elden Ring is probably a little bit like what I think the modern dating market looks like. So you're a minor female god, just. Right, you're a random woman with 4 arms who wears a big hat. Right, you're not particularly special, but thanks to the fact that you're a god, it's sort of like having a dating app. You now have access, and I think men are like this too. You know, you now have access to everything. So why would you ever? Right, you're a blonde 19-year-old college girl, or you're a 30-year-old man with a you know, a supercar. And when you have that profile picture, there is zero reason to entertain mediocrity. I mean, how is the guy across the dorm from you going to compete with the fact that on your phone is sports car bro with 6-pack abs? Like, it's never going to happen. And like, yeah, they're not going to like fall in love with you or anything, but like, why even settle for a man who sleeps on a bunk bed in a college dorm?
To leave now. Welcome everyone to Horrors Beyond Comprehension, a land of the hands, as it were.
So anyway, the point is, if you were a god, right? You know, you would have access. Even if you were a minor god, you would have access to every ethereal, mortal, and immortal being on Earth. So having it's like being a Twitch streamer, right? Having some random knight simp for you and buy you things on your Elden Ring Amazon wish list is like not gonna get them anywhere. It's like them trying to. It's like you trying to win a cross-country race on your bicycle. Like, it's not gonna happen. The cars are just gonna whip right by you.
Finky dinky. Making my way here was a treacherous affair. I had to dodge the magical artillery using my immense skill. This place, however, is anything but safe. I would describe it a bit like the SpongeBob perfume department. You simply need to get through it, but you will lose a part of yourself. There are hands everywhere, in the ground, on the ceiling, and within my nightmares. They are 90% of the enemies, and the remaining 10% kind of remind me of myself in a really strange way. My name is Yoshikage Hira. I'm 23 years old and making YouTube videos. As it turns out, the Queen of Caria going insane in Hogwarts had implications for the kingdom, and one of those implications, kind of slaps, you know, like a hand. I too would kill myself.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
If I was written by J.K. Rowling. I can't even search for pictures of normal Knuckles on Google because I keep getting this.
Yeah, listen, guys, I gotta tell you, if you're an adult Harry Potter fan, please just stop. It's a book for children. Imagine if you had a teenager who was like, my favorite book is The Pokey Little Puppy. You would be like, oh, this person, like, there maybe is like some developmental delays, right? But somehow, if you're a 30-year-old person and you go, my favorite book is Harry Potter, a book written for 12-year-olds, we just accept this socially as a normal thing. And I actually think that the fact that most people's literary experiences stop at Harry Potter is an actual, like, significant problem. Because now, at first, Harry Potter was like for children and it was weird that adults were into it. But now all media feels like it is just Harry Potterified. What I mean by that is, like, good literature and storytelling is where multiple characters are like human, right? They have motivations, desires, wants, conflicting worldviews, and the sorting out of those conflicting worldviews into a unified whole or into a resolution is the appeal of storytelling. There's some other stuff, right? Man versus nature, man versus themselves, etc. But the core storytelling that you can, like, make 90% of movies are person versus person, interpersonal conflict of some kind. And, you know, person, right, in the case of Elden Ring is man, you know, a bunch of gods and a disembodied hand try to sort out their issues. The point is that they mimic normal human social interaction. Whereas Harry Potter, you often have characters who are, one, evil is a clear line, right? Unlike the real world where you're evil, right? Nobody wakes up and is like, I'm gonna be evil, right? Even the people who do, like, unconscionable evil, you can usually look at their histories and see, like, oh, this person is actually like a victim of a horrific trauma themselves, or have severe untreated mental illness, or experienced some sort of you know, some sort of explanatory event that offers us insight into what caused it. It wasn't just like, I am evil, Dr. Mortarian, time to kill all the innocents. Ha ha ha. Like, that's not how, right? Like, as a child, you may believe that's how, like, bad things happen. And that's maybe how your parents explain the bad things that happen in the world to you. But, like, by the time you're an adult, the world has some, like, nuance. And Harry Potter, worlds in which there are evil characters who behave evilly because that's what evil characters do, and when there's, like, a designated dark side and the dark side has the flag of evil, that's not how you navigate the world, right? That's not how the real world works. But if you have that frame for how you approach everything on Earth, how you approach the real world problems, like how can you compromise with someone else, with another side? How can you compromise if you don't, like, if you can't see them as humans? If you believe that their flag is the evil Voldemort dark magic flag, right? You can't compromise with dark magic. You just have to destroy it because it's evil and evil bad. Anyway, once you see the, like, Harry Potterification of, like, the Avengers, where, like, villains have, like, incredibly thin motivations and they're just not compelling, right? And because they're not real people, they're caricatures.
It's fucking a kid now. Human Knuckles just makes it worse. Now, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, so after dealing with my Oni-chan and killing the only normal people for miles, the game just gives up and has us fight a ghost instead. I've always wanted to kill a white woman. Also, I'm available at this address. This fight is actually an iteration on the previous...
Let's see this address. 9345 Southeast Weatherby Street, Honolulu, Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking this up. We are gonna let's do a little cyber stalking. What do you tune in here for, if not to cyber stalk things, right? that's not even written in the proper US style, right? US puts the zip code last. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. Okay. All right. It's let's see. Maps. Take me to Google Maps. Okay. All right, here we go. It Southeast Weatherby Street, Honolulu, Hawaii. Oh my God, no, it doesn't exist. Nice. Trolled again. Okay, so let's see. Let's just get rid of Honolulu, Hawaii. So it looks like Weatherby Southeast Weatherby doesn't exist, and there's only a handful of places where 9345 Weatherby exists at all. Interesting. All right, well, your guess is as good as mine, but damn, fake address.
This fight is actually an iteration on the previous Tree Sentinel boss, so it's a really good thing that I beat him. You could say I have a lot of practice with the moveset. This time, however, we've got a copious amount of magic, even greater speed, and a horse ghost, which implies that there is a horse hell. Horses don't belong in the battlefield, they belong in the McDonald's menu. I can't even turn the bastard
LOL.
into glue anymore. This is just like George Orwell's Animal Farm. In summary, this boss is good, but nothing we haven't seen before or will see in 5 minutes.
Wait, that literally might be like George Orwell's Animal Farm, where the horses just work to death no matter who's in charge.
The magic earns her a really comfortable spot in B tier right next to herself, but that is a story for part 19, so for now I'm just gonna send her to a farm upstate. By the way, I've played this game for 130 hours and haven't slotted a spell. Now, as a full metal consequence of my vehicular manslaughterito, we have finally unlocked Ronnie's Rise, and my favorite part of the game, Ningyo Romansu Shimureta. Honestly, I'm a big fan of the writing on this one, I just don't really care for the Blythe arc where he eats the classroom. But to get to that, we have to fight the most dangerous and powerful boss of them all, the copy-paste key. If we can teach magic to fucking dragons and dogs, I don't even know why we try. The most powerful wizards can be found in a zoo. You know, at least he's gone. He has chosen peace. I guess all that's left to do now is enter Toyota High School so I can
Gotta love. Okay, he really. Listen, Max0r. Let's just talk as friends here. I understand that you want to make videos about cool, popular games because people like them. But listen, if you love anime dating sims, just make videos about anime dating sims. Just do it, man. We're all friends here. We're gonna love you no matter what. So just do it. Anime dating sim. You practically did that already with Genshin Impact, right? Or whatever that was, that weird one with all the anime girls.
finally meet the love of my life.
How the fuck did you do that?
Do what?
Ohayo gozaimasu.
She says, her long hair swaying in the Among Us Morbius Among Us sus.
So, why are you here exactly?
Oh god, the game actually prompts you. I really gotta think about this one.
Tell you what, I'm also in the business of killing God. I want to restore the good old-fashioned values upon which we used to rely.
Is that a bad thing?
For you. Now, are you going to join or not?
Oh.
Serve or do not serve. Okay. Oh, she's a witch. So she's not quite a god, or maybe she is. Yeah, this seems like a bad idea.
God, she doesn't know I'm a sub.
Wonderful. Your first mission is to kill my brother, Satan. You can find him inside his volcano.
Are you trying to kill me?
Don't come back until one of you is dead.
Well, I guess that's it then. Time to take the elevator so I can talk to my sleep paralysis demon.
Greetings, Tarnished.
Oh god, not him.
It is I, Brian Dog, from Family Guy.
Please leave me alone.
I'm not really here right now, so please...
God damn it, it's an answering machine.
At the tone, please record your message.
Guys, okay, listen. I'm just going to tell you Zoomers what's up. There used to be machines that would automatically answer a phone, and then it would record the messages to a small tape where you would play them back, and you would listen to who had called while you were out. And I guess that's it. You had to leave your number. But imagine, okay, you want some man-made horrors behind your comprehension? You know how in Tinder where, you know, you don't even show a girl to like your friends if you have friends, if they're not, you know, if you haven't been on like 7 dates. Imagine the horror. You get a girl's number somehow, or a person's number. This isn't gendered. This is this is a universal experience. You get their number somehow at a party, or because you both got burgers somewhere, or because you know their friend through a friend at another school or something. You get their number, and then you have to call the house. They don't have their own phone. You've met this person like once or twice. You call the phone, you pick it up, and it goes to voicemail. You are now speaking to their entire family. Think about it. Mom, dad, older brother, younger brother, her, they're going to come home and press play on that. And between calls from the cable company and grandma calling to tell you about her cataracts is going to be you. This guy they met one time. And you're going to be like, hey, Susan, it's me, Paul. We met at Dave's party. Just wanted to see if you wanted to get ice cream. Like, imagine asking a girl out, high stakes, literally in front of her whole family on voicemail. Dude, it's a miracle. It's a miracle that there is a Gen Z, honestly. All right, guys. Well, let's stop it here. Things have gotten weird enough. As always, please hit subscribe. We're so close to 100K, and I'd love to get a second plaque. My first plaque is en route. Unboxing video coming soon. Follow me on Instagram. Of course, if you want combat videos, real combat videos that I break down that are too spicy for YouTube, become a member of the Patreon. Thanks to our Lieutenant Tier patrons. Link is in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.